Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo, and this is a map review of LSL Warriors Porto Alegre. And if you ever think of a Soviet Republic in Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, then this map is the embodiment of just that. We have 91,000 citizens, almost 92, and we have the whole map built on, and it's gonna be worth it. We are going to jump into the fancy stuff pretty quick here, but first let's check out our settings. How did we get here? We have pretty much everything on. This was a map that I reviewed before, and LSL Warrior has updated it with the waste and maintenance update. The only things that are currently not on: realistic mode, okay, research, makes sense, and no maintenance. Maintenance is disabled, and I get that it's tedious, and that's totally fine, especially if you don't start it right away. But here's something impressive. We are in 2011. If they started the game in 1960, 56 years to get to this point is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Super impressive. So that's the first thing. Let's look at a couple of our stats. What do we still need to import? So let's look at last month. What are we importing? We import quite a bit. So some chemicals, I guess, some water, crops. So there's stuff coming in here, and we are playing without realistic mode. So that's maybe a little easier for logistics, but this is not going to take away anything from what you're going to see here, because there's a lot of cool stuff. Let's jump right in. We are at the southwest, yes, southwestern part of the map, and our frame rates are a little silly. Let's just ignore them. We're at 90,000 people, so that should be fine. But we're going to start here. We're going to make our way around, see a little bit of the sights, make it down here to this little what is this? And then up here to the final location, and I think you're going to appreciate all of that. Cool. So let's see what we have. We have an extensive rail network, which is always lovely to see. Let's just let it run because we can. Yeah, we have trains everywhere. We have rail everywhere. We have things up on a mountain that there's a passenger line running through here and dropping off people right there. We have some coal industries sitting right in this area. Nothing seems too crowded. I think that is the most impressive from what I can see here. Nothing is too crowded. It's just like, yep, there's a rail loading station right here, and there's a passenger line going across the rail right here. No problem, no big deal. And it just kind of fits. The roads are being used, obviously. We have some waste management sitting on over here. There's a lot of good stuff going on, and I love it. And look, there's some roundabouts building everywhere. And I don't think you can miss it. There are definitely purposefully placed trees and landscape all over the map when we look for them. So that is pretty awesome. But here we have a very normal coal setup, coal power plant, and what is this? Sewage. Yep, sewage, and they're going to pump it out here. And he's using these, what are they called? Levees? Industrial embankment. Okay, we're going to go with that. He's using them, and this looks great. And there's more. There's a lot more. More rail stuff here, and here's our first city. Parque 35 in Guaiba. Guaiba? If that's a real city, let me know, because I have never seen that name before. But look at it. Just look at it. It is not a grid. It is nice and angled. It has a lot of different services. It has several roads, and here's a main road actually going through. This is kind of cool. The roads kind of connect everything to the center, and then the roads just kind of angle around here. I haven't done that before, where, yeah, I think this guy is still in the center of everything, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty much centered around this whole sector, this whole half moon of the city, but people can just get whatever they need to get. And then there's another one right here for a smaller store and some hotels and some other things. And the buildings that are here do not feel out of place. There are a couple potentially original buildings. There are a couple normal vanilla buildings at different, no, this is not a different size, but it looked like there were different sizes. That would have been cool. There's obviously a prison somewhere over here with some green space around it. What's this? Is that a heating thing? Watchtower. Oh, that's a nice little add-on. I like it. I don't know what it does, but it's nice to have that there. And yeah, just a bunch of cityness is going on here, which feels very, very, well, refreshing. And then greenery everywhere behind or around the industries. You have the fields in the background to feed this city, potentially just this city, probably more than that. And it just all feels natural. LSL Warrior is using several rail roundabouts I get why. I am surprised to see them, but I just looked over the map and I didn't see any traffic jams or rail jams anywhere, so it seems to be working just fine. There are also regular intersections here, and oh, this is just nice. It's really tight next to the roads. That is lovely stuff. This must have taken a couple hours to actually set up this way, because this is round. This looks very round. We're not going to look too close because it's not perfectly centered, but it looks very pretty. I like that. And yeah, the rail just running really close to the road is actually a really nice thing to look at, I gotta say. So, can appreciate that a lot. What's this? Cool little park with basketball hoops. Yep, I appreciate that. B-ball for life. Let's do that. And yeah, just some greenery. It's pretty awesome looking here. And then we have some grain elevators. They look just fine. We have some of these. What is that? Billboard? What do you call that? A poster. Yep. there's a poster. Lovely stuff. And then we have some gravel sitting over here. And the gravel is relatively basic. There is a quarry, not for gravel. I'm going to show you pretty late in this video, which you should not miss because it looks awesome. Yeah, and just some industrial areas over here. I don't think there's anything too different than what we're used to on this side, and that is totally fine. Looks like we have a bunch of distribution happening over here with wood. So there's some wood cutting going on in this area somewhere, and that is pretty nice. Looks like you're using a train to transport all the wood from the woodcutters to anywhere else. That's pretty cool. Haven't done that before, but obviously this is working pretty well, and you have a bunch of trains sitting here. So instead of having storage and using a distribution office and moving wood around that way, you just use trains to actually make the wood, make it more worth it with the wood. Awesome. This looks great. I love it. Let's continue. Fields. We have a bunch of farm skis. Farm skis as far as the eye can see. Let's turn off the UI here. As far as the eye can see, and a nice straight... This is like Maze Runner, like the middle of that thing. I mean, I like how it looks. Everything is nice and clean, and obviously it's working really well. I am sure at this point the grain production is doing just fine, and not a lot of grain is left over on any of these farms, which is really great. And we are using this distribution offices, so that makes sense. The medium farms, so yeah, these fields should definitely be taken care of at all times. And the only problem we might have is that our trains can't move fast enough, but I don't think that's an actual issue here. But there we go. We have farms as far as the eye can see, and some pretty trains and some not. But yeah, this is, as much as cookie cutter sometimes is boring, I think this is a welcome contrast to looking at the first city that we looked at, because the first city is not cookie cutter. There's no grid here. There's nothing else. It's just a nice organically grown city, which makes me think we may have started here. We are a little far away from the border, but not too far to make the trip out here. So maybe this was our starting area. Maybe even right here with the smaller shopping center would make sense. But I'm not 100% sure. I looked at a couple starting locations, and I'm going to guess this one, but I'm probably wrong about that one. Okay, what else do we have going on? We have a is this chemicals? Yes, a chemical plant setup, which is nicely set up. This could be a copy paste. It could just be a multiple setups. We have some modded chemical plants, but also some original ones. Then we have some waste setup over here again. That's a nice little rail yard. I like how straight all of this comes together and kind of just flows into the existing infrastructure that was there before. Again, LSR Warrior told me that they had to upgrade to waste, and it took them a little while, but obviously they got it done. So that's pretty awesome. Rail distribution office over there. All these guys sitting here. It just looks nice. Like the greenery, everything that is added to the map just adds to the feel of things are just right. They're supposed to be here, and that's pretty awesome. What do we have going on over here? Just a little bit of grain distribution and warehouses in general that can export some stuff. What are they moving? Electronic components? Sure, why not? That's a thing we can do, and it's about to start raining. It's just nice. Oh, this it kind of looks nice having all that stuff in the background, because this island over here, I don't know if that's part of the original map. I think it is. Yep, I'm gonna go with it as. Kind of looks nice, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So let's move on to the next thing once the rain has passed. All right, Looking at the map, we are done down here, so let's make it out to this spot out here, and maybe we'll have some night pictures too, and we'll go to the cities. We obviously have Chernobyl, a little nuclear plant sitting right here with a nice little fountain on the outside. Oh, that looks lovely. I like that. Something planned here that's not quite there yet, and let's get some night shots. Just going back to the original city. This is worth it, right? I mean, look at this. It's lovely. I'm playing with the settings from Charlie to make the night mode a little more viewable. But this is lovely stuff. This is a great looking city, especially at night. And look, you see the industries in the background sitting on top of the mountain. You see a little bit going on everywhere, and all the vehicles moving around. Oh, this is good stuff. I love it. Thank you for sending this in. This is great stuff. And it's day again. So let's go over here. It looks like we have a lot of industrial just sectors that are doing things. Again, we have the Chernobyl power plant sitting over there. We have some highway systems set up over here. We have some construction zones. We have, this looks like a slaughterhouse and meat production. Very nice. We have Pripyat, which is next to Chernobyl. That makes perfect sense, with an elevated metro station. This is a very nice looking metro station. I can very much appreciate this. This must have taken some work. Oh, I haven't seen that bridge before. That's pretty cool. But yeah, everything is nice and elevated. I'm not sure how to scale this one is built. I'm sure it's not. But that looks awesome. So little Pripyat takes care of all these things, and he's using these embankments in several places, and makes me feel like I should probably use them because they're actually kind of nice. But well, I haven't yet, but there you go. Just a nice little industrial zone down here, a relatively big harbor sitting there, and yeah, nice access to everything like we would expect and like we would want it. Pretty awesome. Let's go jump to the fields real quick. I don't think there's anything that we will see here that's not there yet, but I don't want you to tell me that I skipped something on the map. So here we are. Interesting choice on the angle to run through like this, but that is totally fine. There is something over here that I think you may want to see. There's this bullseye roundabout thing sitting here. I'm sure it's functional and it does all the things that you want it to do. Just interesting to see it. I don't see this a lot, and when I used it once, the roundabouts just weren't up to the task for high traffic zones. But in this case, it looks like it's doing just fine. And we have Farmgrad set up. There is a nice central location to get all of the grain from. Oh, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. We don't have a lot of grain sitting here. That's actually pretty awesome to see, which means we're probably using most of the grain every year. And that's pretty awesome. Nice big bridge here because we have big ships going through, doing their thing, so they can. Let's go out here. What do you think this brain-looking structure is? Brain because of the veins, not because of the shape. You're right. It's oil fields. Oil fields everywhere. And I kind of really like the setup out of here, because it's so natural. It's just like, well, I have to get all these things done, and we're just going to swing the roads around a little bit. And it doesn't feel... it feels right. I don't know. I like this a lot. So that's why I'm showing you from up top as much as I can here. Just all the different connections are just look nice. And then keeping the nodes nice and low, so you don't have too many nodes, but you also don't try to connect things that are not supposed to be connected. It's interesting that there's such a big oil field right here, but hey, good for you. This works really well. What do we have over here? We have our Aluminovsky, obviously, with aluminum productions, and just look at the scale of this complex. I'm not sure how I feel about the greenery in this complex, because I highly doubt that aluminum has a lot of regard for the environment, so it shouldn't be this green around it. But just overall, it looks very busy, bustling. It's doing all the things that you want it to do, and it seems to be obviously working. Functionally, this is very sound. So that's kind of awesome. We have a bunch of bauxite sitting here that's coming in through ships, it looks like, potentially. Maybe one of these is stuck. Maybe one of them is fine. We again have these embankments. They are lovely. And yeah, there's our industry doing all the things that we needed to do. I mean, I appreciate that. But wait, there's more. We got another little city over here. This one also is just feels organic enough. I think this one feels a little more random than the other one. Just the buildings that are here. I'm not sure that I would have used the same constellation. But obviously, I can appreciate that the rail line is running right through the middle of the city, and everyone's happy about that. There's a little trash truck driving around. That's pretty neat. We have just oil. It looks like a lot of oil storage over here. I don't see any oil refining on this side of the map. And then we also have, I guess, just a construction zone for everything that needs to happen. That makes perfect sense. What else do we have? So moving on. We got a little harbor over here with an oil... There's an oil power plant over there, and then we have an oil refinery sitting right here, and just a lot of oil storage capabilities, and then a really nice looking harbor setup right here. It's even large on the map, and they can make it up the river here to do the things that they need to do, so that's pretty awesome. There's a little bit more over here, but yeah, that's just another harbor setup, which we already seen. So that's pretty cool. Let's go to the next thing, because there's stuff down here. This harbor, just want to show you, it just exists. It does all the things that you need to do, and it looks like a big import or export, I'm not sure. Potentially import for all the things that you need to. Here's one for clothes, here's one for food, here's one for alcohol, obviously, then we need one for meat, and another one for uranium ore. Are you importing uranium ore? No, you're exporting it. That's what I thought. So yeah, all those things are happening over on this side. And then we get into the mountains a little bit. And in the mountains, we have a really nice looking, well, uranium setup up here on the spine of the mountain. Or the ridge? No, the ridge goes down. The spine of the mountain? Let's call it the spine of the mountain. Where everything that needs to be done is happening. Here we have nice little serpentines. Turpentines. Turnpikes? There are geschlängelte Straßen. Geschlängelte Straßen. Wow, it's hard. But yeah, we have all the things that we need. And then there's a nice little city sitting right here in the middle of nowhere that has a couple hotel. There's a hospital. There's another shopping mall here. There's a police. Not really sure where all the people come from, but that's totally fine because they get their stuff done. Then we have obviously a little Alpine hotel sitting up here next to the sight tower with a 4-star rating. Whoop, whoop. Not sure why that's not 5 stars because it can't get a better view from our Republic than up there. But okay, be all skeptical and such. That's totally fine. Got a nice little old water tower over here. Nice little old town that's right by the mountain, which makes you feel like, yeah, this is an Alpine town. Alpine setup, and that's pretty cool. Tolstoygrad. Okay. Turisk Buldsky. Okay, I get it. I get it. Another construction area, construction zone here for all the things that we need. What else is there? Well, that's really it. That's really it on this side. And now we're going to I'm going to leave this for the very end. Don't worry. You're going to see it. But there's just some more rail. Obviously, everything is nice and connected via rail. There's a touristy place up here where you can go and ride the Ferris wheel and have a couple of hotels. And in the winter, you can go ski up here because there's a big mountain on the side. And that's what you're supposed to do. But moving on. There's a beautiful, beautiful harbor over here. I don't know how long it takes to build something like this, but that is some dedication right there. And having this harbor, like this loading dock on this side, hopefully there's a humongous ship that comes in there every once in a while. That'd be pretty cool. It says related vehicles. Can we? No, there's a lot of them. So it is what it is. But this looks like a container facility. We have a loading... just 2 loading containers. That makes perfect sense. And then there are warehouses to make our containers actually load up. And then yeah, we have all of this. Nice little angles thrown in there when it's appropriate. Nice good painting added to the area when we need it. Just good stuff. And then here is our big Canoas and Ulbra and all the other places. They have their own airport. Single strip airport, which I can appreciate. We have a airplane production line. Oh, is it not a full airport? It's just a production zone. That's cool. I haven't seen these airplane parking modules. They're pretty cool. Is this one a big one? Yep, airplane parking for a big one. Yeah, I didn't know they make those, but Mira was in there, right? And then we have a couple more over here for triple spots. Oh, those are cool. I kind of want those. There one. There a couple. What are you? Yeah, the Antonov AN-70. Oh, that looks really cool. I very much appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, there's our vehicle production line or airplane production line, and that's cool. Here is a city that I kind of want to try this way because look at the colors. We have just the nice little dark spots over here, and these are mods. I played with them before. Then we have the yellow buildings right here. We have the old school buildings. We have some green single housing. We have the white ones. We have the off beige, more white, more green over here. And this is just a suburb. Just like someone lives here, and that's fine. And we have some more higher density suburbs right here next to the shopping center. So there's a nice little district over here. We got something more relaxed, laid back over here, where people don't have everything that they need, but they live right next to the TV station, so they can go to work there if they feel like it. And then, yeah, some distribution set up here. Yeah, it's like more like a worker zone where you have the heating plant sitting right next door. But then there's also some attractions, some places that you can go to. There's, well, a hospital's not an attraction, but there's a secret police, which is called an embassy. That's funny. There is a school. There's a bunch of traffic over here, obviously a roundabout, because why wouldn't you? Here's a nice end station that's added to the whole sector. And then we get into the real city. And the real city has the big, high-density buildings. Got a nice little amphitheater. Got a central station. Oh, I kind of like this. What do we have here? We have 4? Yeah, we have 4 spots for connections. And I do wonder, does the outside one not have a platform? Huh. Not sure. I'm not sure if the outside one does not have a platform where people can wait on, because it looks pretty cool that there are 3 here, and if the third one is just like a pass-through one, that would be pretty awesome, because I haven't seen one like that before. But yeah, we have the city right here with some taller buildings, obviously a lot of greenery, obviously a very nice downtown area, and it keeps sprawling. There's more over here, and this very much feels like part of the city, but definitely a different suburb, a different part of the city. And it just looks nice, even though this building is a little run down. What's that? That's the canoas basin. And what do you do here? You canoas. It may be like a bathhouse type thing, but that's pretty cool. Got another power plant there and a heating plant right here. Got all of that set up, and they're all taken care of. That's pretty awesome. Some more waste. That's just stuff from for later. There's our harbor again. Here is some more, looks like a larger distribution area with a fenced-in zone, so not everyone gets to go in here, but they take care of what they need to take care of. Oh, fabric as well. Cool. Fabric and clothes get produced there. That's nice. Construction zone, I'm assuming here. Another power plant, the Zaporizhzhia reactor. It's in a new Salet, sadly. But there is that one, and then if we look over here, there's a nice vehicle production line, and this is really cool. You don't have maintenance on in this one, but with the recent changes for how vehicles and containers and all that stuff can be picked up now, you can actually make this happen. And if you have vehicles, this is probably something that you have to do. I'm not sure. I don't see a vehicle actually picking up and dropping off, so this may be a thing that has to be manually done right now, but it's pretty cool to see just the organization that's over here. Awesome job. Looks like this was a test area for some things that may or may not get built at some point. That's pretty nice. Let's go over here. We got another, what is this? Large production of electronics. Sure, yeah, we have electric components, electronic components right there. This looks like a rail production line, and I really like how these are aligned, because it kind of works. They look very organized. They may have been able to push back a little further to make the turn radius there a little better, but no, overall, that looks like a really nice spot. And then we get up in the mountain here. There is some iron that gets from here. More de ferro. Get it? Ferro? F-E? Yeah, okay. Very nice. And then there's a nice little, I say a little, there's a nice large industrial sector sitting right behind it. Look at the size of these trains. Holy cow. Whew. And then this is pretty cool. The train, once it's done, and I'm actually going to make it leave. Once this train is done and you get out of here, it has a very simple turnaround option, which is this roundabout, and then it can get out. So everyone that goes in here, especially the long trains, cannot just go backwards, but they have to go along the long roundabout one, and they can't block themselves, but they're doing a really good job at doing what they're supposed to do. So that's pretty awesome. Looks like there's a passenger line going out here. That's cool. I just want to see that guy actually turn around. Look at how long that thing is. That's pretty awesome. But this is what you need dedicated lines for. You can't do this with distribution offices. If you want a long train, this is what you're going to do. But once you have a long train on your network, you may run into issues if you haven't properly built your network and planned it out. However, I've not seen a traffic jam anywhere, so I'm pretty sure on this map that is not a problem. Then this looks like a steel setup. What are these guys? They are coal processing ones. We just have a bunch of trains parked everywhere doing their thing. We have the steel pickup right there. We have the mechanical components coming from right here. Everything is directly hooked up to the steel plant. This looks new. Oh yeah, I was like, these are not organized like they usually are, but that's actually pretty cool. Ploppables or assets or whatever they are. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, so this is all happening on this side. And now, maybe the highlight of the map, unless you already found something that you felt was the highlight, the quarry, which is over here. I just think it looks really cool when you spend this much time on it, because these are our cliffs. These are all blown into the mountain to figure out what we need to do and how we need to get our stuff. And I think these are mostly, that's just the resource pile, but we're doing bauxite mines for pretty much everything. And on the bauxite mines, we're just using trucks to move stuff around. Obviously, we have these garbage containers that we need now, so garbage has to be taken care of. I do like that everything is just dirt road and not asphalt road, because that's what happens here. It would be even cooler if we could go without roads, but I'm pretty sure Peter abandoned that part. And then we have our cool little fire station here. It also looks like a central control room, if you will. What is this? Oh, that's a cool little, that almost looks like a scale. Like, trucks can go over here for a scale, but they can also get refueled. This looks like, oh, that's a technical service for snow plows. Yeah, I just like it. There's a little flag post. This is where we go to do all our stuff, right? Yep, there's a checkpoint. I love it. Here's some little barracks sitting there. Gatehouse. No, I love it. I love, like, these things, they don't just happen. You have to work on these for a very long time. And it's not about the resources that are found here. Sure, there's a lot of bauxite sitting here, but overall, this is a pretty cool little industrial sector to get things done. And that's what I have. I will find something that we can ride along through some of the Republic, maybe through the city over there, because I think over here we've seen what we wanted to see. And then I will see you again next time. If you have a map that you want me to review, please, please, please come to the Discord, look at the FAQs, and then send it to me. It's pretty easy to send it to me. I just want to make sure that we don't have to do it 5 times, because that has happened before. And I would love to take a look at what you have to show me. So until then, we're just going to follow this garbage truck, because that is the thing that we're going to follow. And appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.